Hi, guys. Welcome to Chosen Vessels. This is Just Lovely, and you are the bold, brave, brilliant, beautiful chosen ones. So, today we are going to talk about what do you do? How do you remain positive in a negative situation? Okay. When you feel like you are losing control, how do you handle that? Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys how I stay positive in a pandemic with 6 kids by myself in a city. I didn't know anyone. Yeah, it was very interesting what took place and how I still wrote my book. I sent it over to a publisher, and it's going in that process, okay? And yeah, so really quickly, I'm not going to give you guys a list. I don't really do the list. And I know, thank you, sweetie. And I know I probably should because some of you guys like those lists. Um, but for right now, we're going to just do some freestyling on this. And then as time goes by, then I'll have my list. God's will. I'll have my list. Okay. Um, but for the most part, it's just going to be organic. Okay. Um, Now, I am an aspiring life coach. And one thing my late mother Sharon told me, I always joke like I'm her Rose of Sharon. My siblings were her Rose of Sharon. Okay, so I digress. But she taught me to one always just educate yourself in the field that you want to dominate in, and just be bold, go out there and do you. Okay, so but what she indirectly taught me, she didn't tell me this directly, but she indirectly taught me to never get so caught up on your superficial appearance, because it's more to it than that. Okay, allow people to see both sides of you, to let them know some days you're just going to be, just normal, just your everyday attire, and then other days you may glam yourself up, but at the end of the day you are still you, and you have to know who you are. Okay, so let's get that straight, get that out there. But just make sure you show up for you with whatever you have on and however your hair is. Show up for you, okay? Always love you. So let's get right into things that I do to stay positive in the negative situation. Because again, in this pandemic, I had, it's like I was fighting the devil. Just pause. It was hard. It was hard. Again, I was in a city. I didn't know a lot of people. We were shut in. The kids was out of school for a year. I was with them 24/7, 7 days a week. I literally had started a job. I had to quit the job. I only was there 3 days. I had to quit the job. I shut down my childcare center before. It was extremely small. I only had 2 children, but I shut that down, and I came to this city after I stayed with someone with my kids. And hold on, guys. I'm sorry. The lightning. Okay, there we go. And I was really overwhelmed, but I told myself that this will be my testimony and I will get through this. So, number one, I guess I'm gonna give you guys a list. Okay, well, you in luck because I usually don't give lists. Number one, so write it down because I'm not gonna repeat it. But I love you guys. Number one is I've used mind over matter. I put it in my head that I will overcome this. I put it in my mind that I will not be defeated. So I kept saying to myself those positive affirmations. I am enough. I am bold. I'm a good mother. I will overcome this. I got this. I am the apple of his eye. So I said those over and over until they stuck inside my mind. So that helped me a lot, saying positive affirmation. Number two, accepting the situation for what it was. I mean, it was a pandemic or a pandemic, and I had to accept it. And so my kids could not go to school. So I had to put on my early education hat and I just had to do some things. I was stressed, to say the least. I don't think I had one person come sit with me and do homeschooling with these kids, with my beautiful 6 kids. Not one. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But I just met the situation where it was, and I just did the very best that I could. So that's what you have to do. You gotta, that's how I stay positive. Number 3, I cried a lot. Okay, I cried a lot. I cried a lot. Okay. How I stayed positive and how I still wrote a book and how I made videos and stuff, I cried. Okay. I was kind of like the weeping Jeremiah in the Bible. I cried and I cried and I cried because I'm like, God, how could you? But I was wise enough to know that this is all a test. Again, that it too shall pass. And so just crying and accepting that what, it's okay to be sad some days. Some days it's okay. Um Number 4, what I did was I really start writing my book. I That was my safe place. That was like my go-to. Was determined to finish my story. So I started writing, and that helped me as well. One of the last things, last but definitely not least, I used to just go out there and have fun with my kids. Like, we used to run around the house. Don't tell anyone that because they kind of got some holes in the walls, but shh, don't say anything. So we used to run around the house when it was too hot to go outside. We used to just have parties here. Me and the kids just be silly, watch TV, order stuff. I mean, and I embraced it. I'm like, I'm blessed. I looked at it from the aspect, I'm blessed to be alive and to have my kids. I'm grateful. 4 of them are mine, and then I have my niece and nephew. But I'm absolutely grateful, and to have a house, to have water, furniture to rest on, and at the core of it, I had to have God. I had to be in that Bible. If I didn't have my spiritual faith, to sum this all up, I had God. I had God literally pushing me to get up every day and to show up. However that looked, I had my Father in heaven who literally was there for me. And, for that, I thank God for having a spiritual solid foundation before the pandemic happened, or I don't think I would have made it. I was dealing with a some type of toxic relationship that I didn't even know I was dealing with. That's how crazy it was. Like, I was in a pandemic and I was dealing with a toxic situation, and I didn't even know it was toxic because I was focusing on my kids and myself. And then when the pandemic started to, we kind of got a hold of it as a whole country. And, I became more mobile. I got me a car. I realized, oh my God, this is toxic. What happened? And it was like you were a walking zombie. I was a walking zombie because I didn't even know that was happening. But God covered me. All of my prayers, all of my praises covered me. So my best advice for you guys, for mothers, fathers, just anyone that come across this channel, get you some God. Get you God. Get you peace. Get you some mental health skills. Okay, is mind over matter. You have to put it in your mind that I'm not going back to what it was. I'm not giving up. Say those positive affirmations. Whatever your journey looks like, this is your journey. This is no one else's journey. So it's going to look different, and that is okay. But you have to make it up in your mind over matter, that I will not fail this time. Okay, failure is never an option. It is only an option if you lie down and don't get back up. But we always bounce back, right? We always get back up Why? Because we have the favor of God. Use that, okay, to your advantage, all right? So let's say those positive affirmations. I am wise. I am bold. I am healthy. I am wealthy. And I am lovable. You are lovable, okay? God is love and you are love, okay? Go out there and give love and receive love. Until next time, don't forget to pray.